Good afternoon, my name is Eric Smith and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my technology-enhanced alternative assessment. The assessment I chose is taking place in my Spanish 2 classroom. The grade level is mixed 9 through 12. There are 26 students in the class, and the unit we're working with is the clothing chapter. Usually my assessment is the textbook exam that goes along with it. It focuses more on what the students know about the vocabulary and grammar than what they're really able to do and express themselves in the language. So that I'm always not crazy about, but it's something I'm required to do by my department head. So I decided this time to see if I could maybe use that assessment as two separate quizzes, and then as my big comprehensive assessment, do something a little bit more hands-on and have the students create something. So initially, I decided to do something with the clothes and choosing an outfit. And thinking about this in the backwards design sense, I knew I wanted to come up with my goals first. What do I want the students to be able to do? Well, the grammar that goes along with this particular unit in my book is numbers over 100, the verb to want, and demonstrative adjectives, which are this, that, these, and those. So I wanted students to be able to use those demonstrative adjectives to talk about what they want to wear somewhere. And when you're talking numbers and clothing, you're talking about price. So I figured the goal for this would be that students would compare an outfit of theirs to an outfit of typically worn clothes in Spanish-speaking countries of their choosing, and to be able to explain their outfit in Spanish in a presentation. A short presentation, because I know if your students are anything like mine, they shiver when they hear the P word. So the assessment I chose is a short presentation using a collage of an outfit, and the students will be able to tell me about it using this, that, these, and those. These pants are the ones I like most. I want to wear them to the baseball game. They cost X amount of dollars. In my previous chapter, we talked strictly about clothing, pants, shirts, shoes. In the following chapter, this chapter that we're using for an assessment, you incorporate the clothes more with accessories like glasses, wallet, all of those. So in the previous chapter, we did some shopping at a Mexican department store website called the Palacio de Hierro, which is great because they were able to use smaller numbers and see the difference between the Mexican peso and the US dollar. So this chapter, I really wanted to get to some higher numbers, so we're using US dollars, and I told them that they can go nuts. They have infinite amount of money to spend, and they want to come up with their absolute dream outfit. So a lot of students, especially the girls, had a lot of fun with this. As for the assessment, what they were graded on their grammar. Are they using the correct verbs? That I want is kind of a tricky verb in Spanish. It deals with changing stems and strange grammar things, so I wanted to make sure they knew how to use that. They needed to use this, that, these, and those as well correctly, so they were graded on that. They had to use at least 4 clothing items and at least 2 accessories. So describing those, I wanted a description of the color, why they chose it, their favorite thing about it, and the price of it. I did challenge some of my students, some of my more gifted students, to come up with a scenario where they would wear this outfit. Do they like the color, so they would wear them to a party? Is it more comfortable clothing? Maybe they'll wear it to the gym. So the way they did this is made the outfit into a collage. What I'm going to do now is show you a little bit about how I did that with this program called Polyvore. Okay, so the way to get to this collage making program, or really website, is just simply go to polyvore.com. And what I did is I had the students each make an account. That way they can just sign into their account, and there it is. For the purposes of this, I'll get rid of that. We'll be using my account up here, Senor Smith. You get your profile, you can save things, store things, and really cool, you could share things. With one click, you can link it to Twitter with Pinterest and share away. Your end result looks something like this. This is a completed one. You get to choose different articles of clothing, different accessories, different backgrounds, and really make something that's your own. So I'll show you here how to create. And now I mentioned my criteria, I wanted at least 4 clothing items and at least 2 accessories. The default template only gives you 4 things, so students had to choose a different one here. And I said the more the merrier, because you do not need to fill up all of these spaces with these templates here. So let's just use this one for example. And over here, you could see what you could put there. So we'll stick with men's clothing. And you can see I'll pick a shirt. And just for example's sake, once you click on a shirt here, it tells you some details about it. And most of them have prices here. This one, you can see it's in Canadian dollars. So the students would have to then translate that into US dollars and figure out what exactly that value is. This is in pounds, so there are kind of all over the place here. So we'll pick this one. We can drag it right over and put it anywhere we'd like. We'll put it in the big image here. And then you can go back home and pick some accessories, whatever you'd like. Some wallets here, which is exactly part of our vocab. Students have to pick their favorite one here. There's pages down here with a bunch of them. Say we like this one. And again, the students are going to have to tell me why they chose it, describe its color, and tell me their favorite feature about it. Over here you can see whether you're layering it. You can put it on top of that picture that says jacket here. You can have it under it, sticking out. You could make it a little bit zoomed in or not. And we'll add one more thing here. We'll go with some shoes. Let's just, again, for example's sake, I'll drag these over here. And now once the student's chosen everything and put everything where they would like, they're able to describe these things. That's when you want to publish. You can give it a title. I'll say test assessment. Description if you'd like. I didn't require them to. Category, again, it does require you to, so I told them to do men's fashion or women's fashion. And this, actually, it links exactly up with Twitter, and while you're publishing it, you could just immediately tweet it. So maybe we will do a little test tweet here. Test assessment using Polyvore. And then click publish. This brings you to, as you can see, all those other blank ones are not included. You've got some background from this template here. You've got some you can hover over, which I really enjoyed with the smartboard, the presentations. I asked the students the prices, and I was able to confirm that they were saying the number the right way. You can see here it kind of does translate that into US dollars for you once you publish it. So they were able to tell me that, and of course, using those bigger numbers, if they did use some cheaper items like I did here, I did make them give me the total. If we go down here, it gives you the individual items. There's some suggestions of what we might like. And of course up here you can like, edit, publish, pin it, put it to Facebook, comment, which I really enjoyed. And the way that I had students do this was I had them come up to my laptop hooked up to the projector and smartboard and just individually sign in. One thing that I would definitely tweak next time I do this, I do plan to do this again, is that students would have to submit a link to a class Dropbox or something along those lines, because it was a little bit time consuming having students come up, sign out, sign in. Inevitably there's a problem here and there, so that did take up time. I think instead of 1.5 blocks of presentation, I can definitely trim that down to 1 block just with the simple ease of bringing up a link. And after the presentations are over with, I grade them as they're going and I ask them some questions. I want this to be interpersonal, not just presentational, so I like to say, ooh, I like that wallet. Why did you pick blue, brown? What's that in the middle of that? Are those colors any important? then I'm able to give them immediate feedback, and all the students really had a great time with it. So that's Polyvore. I definitely plan to use it in the future. It's great for clothing. You could see before in creating there were all kinds of things, not just clothes. There's accessories, there's quotes. The possibilities are near endless. I believe you could even upload your own images to put there. It's definitely a great tool for describing things, which is very important in a foreign language program. And we'll get back to here and tell you my finishing thoughts. Now that we've seen how Polyvore works, just some closing thoughts and reflection on the assessment. I think it worked out incredibly well for a dry run here with my first time doing something like this, where I incorporate technology more than I usually do with an assessment. I really enjoyed it, and I think it was evident at the end that the kids really enjoyed it, and it made presenting a lot easier for them, which is difficult in a foreign language to do. The only thing I would definitely tweak is, like I said, I would definitely submit links to a Dropbox, one centralized location where I could just get them and pull them up at once instead of wasting a little bit of instructional time by signing out and signing in and signing out and signing in. I think the students really showed me what they can do in Spanish versus what they know about the grammar. They used all the grammar concepts, and they showed me that they know what they are, they know how to use them, but they also showed me what they can do with them, how they can describe things, how they can answer questions, how they can talk to people, and really impressed me. They went above and beyond my standards, so I'm very happy. They're happy. The grades were excellent. I would include this in future units. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this inspires you to do something along the lines of that, and including more technology in your assessments to enhance them. Thank you.